This is problem number 17 from the June 2016 Algebra 2 exam. So we're told that a circle centered at the origin has a radius of 10 units. So let's try to visualize that right now. So we know that this is a radius of 10 units, so we know that has a y value of 10, this is an x value of 10, negative 10's over here, and so on. So the terminal side of an angle theta intercepts the circle in quadrant 2 at point C. So let's go ahead and draw that angle here. It's because we know it's going to be in quadrant 2. So point C. Now we know that the y-coordinate of point C is 8. So that's going to be 8 right there. So if we are able to draw a triangle here, since we know the y-coordinate of point C is 8, we know that the vertical distance of this triangle is 8. We also know the hypotenuse of this triangle has a length of 10 because it's the radius of the circle, and the radius will be 10 no matter where we draw the radius. So we can quickly use the Pythagorean theorem in order to find out this horizontal distance here pretty easily. So we would take 10 squared minus 8 squared and square root it. So that's 100 minus 64, which is root 36. So 6 is that distance here. And that's going to be useful in helping us find out the value of cos theta. With theta being here, cos of theta, the trig ratio is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent length is 6, and the hypotenuse is 10. And that simplifies to 3/5. But we need to double check to see if this should be positive or negative. There's two ways to figure this out. One is that we know that moving from the origin to the left is moving in a negative direction. So it actually is negative. So the answer is number 1. Another way you could figure that out is by knowing the cast rule. And how that works is you use the acronym CAST starting in the 4th quadrant and moving counterclockwise. And each of these letters represents which trig ratio is positive in which quadrant. So for example, in the 4th quadrant, cosine is positive. A represents all. So sine is positive in quadrant 2, but cosine is not. So that's another way of figuring out that we would have a negative value here. I mean, we also know, just look at the x-coordinate of point C. It's negative 6. So think of it as negative 6 over 10, which simplifies to negative 3/5. So anyway, I hope that made sense. And yeah, that would be it for this video. Thanks for visiting JD's Regents Preparation.